Guys, okay, so we all love the Holy Spirit. We love God so much. I love God so much. And I want to just give you guys this word. Like, this is a word I actually got some days ago, but again, I wasn't feeling well. And, and I just want to say, like, God revealed something to me. When you have the Holy Spirit, or you have that relationship with God, and you are praying and you are fasting, and God is there, God is there. There will be just something about you. There will be a glow. There will be a glow, something that cannot be faked, something that is just there. Okay? And the way how it feels when you have that relationship with God is, here's the analogy that God gave me when I was praying the other day. And I was like, oh God, this is so good. I wrote it down. You don't know how much you need God, and you don't know how important God is in your life until you start to see, until you start to feel His presence, until you start to experience the corrections, the love, the everything that the Lord presents to you pertaining to His glory and the kingdom of heaven, right? So the analogy is like water. It's like, you ever went all day, your body doesn't feel thirsty. Your body does not feel thirsty at all. And you may be drinking like tea and maybe a soda, or juice, or you may be drinking things throughout the day, but you never had any water. So you're not feeling thirsty because you've been quenching your thirst with all these other things minus water. And let's just say that you take a drink of water out of a cup, and you start drinking that whole cup of water, and you're like, whoa, I had no idea that I was this dehydrated. I had no idea that I was this thirsty until I completed this. I finished this cup of water. So now you're realizing you're really thirsty because you just had a little bit of that cup of water. Now you want more. You're like, man, I just had a cup of water. I didn't even know I was thirsty because I've been sipping on drinks all day. I've been having soda, I've been having tea, and I didn't even know I was this thirsty. But you're like, I need to get another cup of water because I had no idea that I was this thirsty. I was just dehydrated. So you get another cup of water and you start drinking it. Then you get another cup and you're drinking it. See, throughout the day, you had no idea you were thirsty because you were quenching your thirst with everything else except water. However, your body was thirsty and your body was dehydrated. Your body needed water. Actual water with nothing in it. That's what your body needed. Just pure water. No tea, no soda, no nothing. Those were all putting a band-aid on the dehydration. Those were kind of just keeping you. But your body actually needed water. So you didn't know how thirsty you were until you drank the water. And you're like, man, I was dehydrated. I didn't even know I was dehydrated. Right? That is like living in this world and the amount of distractions that we have around us that tries to distract us away from God, that tries to distract us from praying, that tries to distract us from our faith. That is like what it is. It's like we don't know we need to pray. We don't know we need to have faith. We don't know we need to believe. We don't know that we really need to get closer to God until we actually get into the presence of God and our thirst is quenched and we're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that I needed this. And this is why majority of people are living their life and they don't have God. They're not close to God. And they're living their life, but they don't know how much they actually need God. And some of them won't know until they actually say, you know what, let me get on my knees and pray. And that's why sometimes some people have to go through life-changing experiences for them to be like, okay, God may be trying to get their attention. Like, okay, I'm sorry that you had to go through this heartbreak, but I had to allow this heartbreak to happen for you to get on your knees, for you to realize that I love you and I want to be here for you and I want to elevate you and I want the best for you and I want to prosper you. I don't want nobody harming you. Like, people don't understand just how truly important it is to have a relationship with God and to know God until you actually start to know God and you're like, whoa, this is what I've been missing all my life. this is what I've been missing all my life. And the problem is that because of this religious spirit, it's been tainted. God's name has been tainted. So when people hear God, they automatically get a bad taste because of the people that were tainting his image, right? But when you get into a personal space with God by yourself, and you start to talk to God as you're cleaning your home, talk to God as you're doing your hair, or you start to talk to God as you're gardening in the backyard, and you talk to God on your knees, and you're having a conversation with God, like I'm having a conversation with you right now. And then you start to hear him respond back. You're like, what? Who said that? What? Or you're sleeping and you're seeing a response, and you're like, whoa. And you start to feel the love, and it's like, man, I didn't even know how dehydrated I was, God. I didn't even know I was this thirsty. I didn't even know I was this dehydrated. I needed you to quench my thirst. So what happens when you finally find God on a relationship level is there starts to be a glow about you. There starts to be a light. And the reason why God allows this to happen is because people have to see the difference. People have to know. When sometimes it's not just always about trying to convince someone to serve God, because sometimes it can come across very pushy. Sometimes people will see physical proof without you having to say anything. They will just look at you and see where you used to be to where you are now, and they will see the glow of God on you. They will see the changes in your life, and that is what will prompt them to be like, wow, whatever they have, I want it. Because man, he or she went from this to this. I did not know that God can do that. Because people have a different perception of God because of God's name being tainted, right? So you will have this glow about you. And you know what will happen as well? There will be people that will try to come in your life and try to dim that glow. They will try to take that glow from you. They will try to mess with that peace that you have in your life. And what God was telling me to tell you guys when I got this word is anyone that comes in your life that is not adding on to what the Holy Spirit is already doing in your life, you have to be careful of people like that. It's not to say you can't help them. It's not to say you can't minister to them. It's not to say you can't be there for them. But you have to distinguish and discern the difference between someone who is needing help, someone who is just there to receive support, versus someone who is sent by the devil to try to steal your glow, to try to steal your joy. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You have to distinguish the difference. Anyone that does not add on to that glow that God has given you, that light that God has given you, that peace that he has given you, take it to prayer and ask God, what is the purpose of this person entering my life? What is the reasoning of this person entering my life? And God will let you know, like, no, they are sent from the enemy, or I sent them for you to be a support to them in this season, or for this period of time, or I did not send them. The type of peace that God gives you, the type of glow that God gives you, the kind of light that God gives you, do not let people just come in and try to dim that and take that from you. Anyone who is not contributing to what God has already done pertaining to your peace, your glow, your light, take heed, okay? There's people out there that will come in your life and they're amazing. They see that God's light is on you. They see you're happy. They see you're glowing. They see all this about you. And when you talk to them, you'll feel warm in your spirit. You feel more joy. That is someone that is adding on to what God is already doing in your life, versus someone that comes in and tries to disturb your peace, brings up things about your past, or tries to throw shade at you. That is someone that's trying to take away from that. I have to use those examples, okay? So I want to share this with you. I love you guys. If you're trying to build a relationship with God, get into prayer and just talk to him like I'm talking to you, and be authentic. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.